A life upended. The plight of Craig Stewart. Craig Stewart, a 73-year-old man, should be enjoying his golden years. Instead, he's trapped in a nightmare. His life has been turned upside down, and a supposedly charitable organization is at the heart of his woes. Stewart is a resident of Mercy Housing, a purported provider of affordable housing, but his experience paints a very different picture of this multi-billion-dollar corporation. Stewart claims a horrific fall at his Mercy Housing residence left him with life-altering injuries. He blames a broken iron grate left unrepaired for months, despite his pleas to management. The fall, he says, caused head trauma, multiple slipped discs in his neck and back, and severe sciatic nerve damage. Once an active senior, Stewart is now reliant on a walker, his independence cruelly snatched away. This is not just a story of one man's misfortune, it's an indictment of a system that seems to have failed him. A system that's meant to provide safe and affordable housing, but instead has allegedly left him broken and forgotten. Broken promises, allegations of neglect at Mercy Housing. Sadly, Stewart's story is not an isolated incident. He alleges a pattern of neglect at his Mercy Housing property, broken elevators, leaving elderly residents stranded, flooding, turning their homes into health hazards, security issues, leaving them vulnerable and afraid. These are just some of the problems Stewart and his fellow residents claim to face daily. According to Stewart, these issues are not due to a lack of resources, but a lack of will. He points to Mercy Housing's reported $3.5 billion in assets as evidence that the corporation prioritizes profits over people. He claims that maintenance requests are ignored, problems are left to fester, and residents are treated with indifference. Stewart's allegations paint a grim picture of a corporation that seems to have lost its way. A corporation that, despite its benevolent name, appears to have turned its back on the very people it promised to serve. Silenced voices, claims of intimidation and exploitation. Perhaps most disturbing are Stewart's claims of intimidation tactics used against residents who dare to speak out. He alleges that elderly residents, many of whom are illiterate, are particularly vulnerable to these tactics. They are allegedly threatened with eviction or other repercussions if they complain about the living conditions. This alleged silencing of residents raises serious questions about Mercy Housing's commitment to transparency and accountability. It suggests a culture of fear, where residents are afraid to speak truth to power, fearing retribution for simply asking for a safe and habitable home. If these allegations are true, Mercy Housing is not only failing to provide basic living standards, but actively suppressing the voices of those it has a duty to protect. A call for justice demanding accountability from Mercy Housing. Craig Stewart is not giving up. He has started a GoFundMe campaign to help cover his mounting medical and legal bills. But more importantly, he's fighting for justice, for accountability, and for the dignity of himself and his fellow residents. He's asking for your help. Share his story. Donate if you can. Demand answers from Mercy Housing. It's time to shine a light on these disturbing allegations and ensure that organizations entrusted with the well-being of our most vulnerable citizens are held accountable for their actions. This isn't just about one man's struggle. It's about ensuring everyone has access to safe, affordable housing, and that organizations like Mercy Housing are held to the highest standards of care and transparency. Let's make sure Craig Stewart's voice is heard.